brought us together. I posted on Facebook and I was like, hey, I've got an album I'm really excited about, looking for a band to play with. Anybody want to be in a band and go on tour? Everybody that's in my band now somehow responded to me from that Facebook thread. We all hit it off right away. And now we've been playing together for a year in this formation. And I really, really love all the people that I'm playing with. I am waiting for the sign, shaking my bones to let this go. Shaking my bones to let this go. Tom, count us in. Hi, we're Cumulus, and you're watching Band in Seattle.
They've got a new lineup, a new album, Comfort World, but the same undeniably catchy pop songs. It's Cumulus.
The smoke here has been lingering since 2002. I'm sitting here across from you, and all I want is you to tell you how I really feel. We don't have to break this, no, it's real. We don't have to break this again. Will you talk to me, talk to me? I am the lead singer, songwriter, guitar player of Cumulus. I've loved singing since I was a little kid. I think I've sang all my life. And I was always really drawn to music. Me and my dad would go to Bumbershoot and Folklife and different blues festivals and things. And as I got older, kind of towards high school, I started getting into some really embarrassing emo, screamo music, but everybody has their phase. I started booking bands in my hometown, so there was no concerts going on. I'm from Oak Harbor, Washington, and there's not really a lot of established resources for the arts that, are not affiliated with either a church or the military base. I loved live music so much that I started booking shows almost every week, and that was where kids hung out on a Friday night. It was at my shows that I booked in high school, and through that, I made a lot of connections with other musicians around Mount Vernon and Anacortes. Too much on and when to take a pause, to breathe in deep and count to 10 and mourn the things we've lost. Anacortes is really kind of the town for me that shaped my creative identity. There was a music venue there called the Department of Safety, which was an all-ages music venue in a firehouse. A lot of national touring bands played there that I wouldn't have had exposure to if it wasn't for this tiny small town venue that kind of opened my eyes to what live music could be. When I was in Bellingham, I was at Western about freshman year of college. I started kind of writing some songs and only showed them to a few people. Right around sophomore year, I moved out of my dorm and there was a lot more house venues popping up. And I actually started performing at house shows. And I started playing under the name Cumulus, mostly because I just liked the clouds and I was gonna blog under that for a minute, but the blog never happened, and then I just kept on singing under that name. For it all. Waking up It's like a kind of like a small enough community where once you start playing shows pretty regularly, you kind of become the go-to band to open up for the touring band that's coming through Bellingham. I got the opportunity to open up for a lot of really great musicians. Beach House at the Department of Safety in Anacortes and Wild Flag at the Green Frog in Bellingham. And then I, just kind of kept on going with that, moved to Seattle, and I formed a band with some friends. What I kind of started to realize the longer I started doing it, and after kind of having the first version of my band kind of fall apart, was that the songs I'm writing are the main thing. I mean, as long as you're supporting the songs, then the arrangement can change. It can be fluctuating. I wrote this album kind of on my own and went into the studio with a producer, Mike Davis, who's a really amazing young producer. Like, he was an intern for Chris Walla for a long time, and Chris Walla owns my record label, Trans Records. And the minute that I went into the studio with Mike, I was so insecure because my songs were very bare. And together we were able to just transform these songs in ways that I didn't even know was possible.
After the break, you'll find out a whole lot more about Cumulus.
Can you shake me? Can you turn me over? Can you wake me up on the live?
Can you shake me? Can you turn me over? Can you wake me up on the live? I am the painter of my mind. In the morning, I'm the one to choose what color gray, what color blue.
Wake Me is a mid-tempo dance song. It's about depression.
Yeah, Wake Me I kind of wrote about depression and about kind of needing to be shaken. I mean, literally, can you shake me? Can you turn me over? Can you wake me up on the live?
Eyes. Can you shake me? Can you turn me over? Can you wake me up? I'm alive. I'm alive, and I don't wanna be alone tonight. I'm alive. I'm alive. Turn the colors.
Hi, I'm Stanley. I play bass in Cumulus.
Stanley is like one of the most positive people to be around, and he always does his research too. So the first time we played, he already had the songs, the recordings down.
I met Alex during college. It was my sophomore year of college, and I had a really good friend that was at Western, and I went to go visit her. And I met Alex through friends of friends, and I caught an acoustic set she did at the cafe at Western. I was so excited to be able to play in this band because I think her songwriting is just so raw and pure, and it's very authentic.
We could be the rise before the fall. We are more than shadows on the wall. If you pick me up where you know I'll be, I've been sleeping in just a little too deep. Shake me, can you turn me over? Can you wake me up? I'm alive, I'm alive.
Hey, I'm Sebastian, and I play guitar in Cumulus.
I met him through Anacortes music people as well. So we went on a cabin retreat, Special Explosion and Cumulus and The Lonely Forest, and we all hung out. I must have been like 23 or 24, and Sebastian was like 15 or 16. And that's when we actually first met.
Alex started recording the new record. A close friend of mine was producing it, and she needed a guitar player, and my friend was like, hey, you want to come hang out at the studio for a bit? At that point, I wasn't really planning on playing with the band live. Once Alex started looking for members, I was like, I texted her, like, hey, actually, I think I would like to play with you.
He just has a lot of like advice, both musically and just like about the industry too, which is really interesting because he's the youngest person in the band.
Tell me that you're coming home. Tell me that you love me. So I am waiting for the sign I need. No, I'm shaking in my bones to let this go. Shaking in my bones to let this go.
Hi, my name is William Kremen. I play keyboards for the band Cumulus, and I also have my own project called The Environment.
He dances, he sings, he plays keys, he plays guitar and drums, he plays drums. I mean, he's like one of those guys that plays every instrument. I don't have any technical training on any instrument. I don't even know what key I'm playing in when I'm playing a song, but he does. I'll be kind of trying to describe something out of a feeling, and then he'll be like, oh, do you think that thing's too minor? And like, you know, like he'll put it into band talk.
She's a really talented songwriter, obviously, and she has a great voice that I think really connects with people. Performing it makes our job a lot easier because there's a very obvious focal point, which is, you know, what she's putting out. Yeah, I think we all communicate really clearly, and since she's the leader, it really comes from the top down, you know.
Fitzgibbon, I play drums in Cumulus.
We tried out a bunch of different drummers. Everyone had other projects that were like career or touring projects, and Tom had just moved to Seattle from Bellingham, and we actually hadn't seen each other in quite a long time. He told me he was looking for a band, and I was like, really? That's crazy, because I'm looking for a drummer.
What do I say about Alex? I don't know, it's awesome to work with her. She's a super good songwriter. She's a really, really good singer. She's a super empathetic person to lead a band, I feel like.
Retreat is an anthem about consent and respect.
Retreat is not on the new record, but we did release it as a single earlier this year.
That's a really important song that came out at a time when it was just very topical and speaking to what a lot of people are talking about and thinking about.
Retreat's the one that everybody wrote together, that this live lineup wrote together. It was one of the things that really solidified our live lineup as a team, you know?
Retreat was a song that I wrote probably about last year. It came out of a place of just experiencing people, men in particular, feeling really entitled to my space and to my time. We put the emphasis on women to say, did you say no? Did you make it clear that you were uncomfortable? I kind of feel like there needs to be more of an emphasis on men just kind of being more aware of their presence. To me, that song is kind of talking about listening to other people. Don't assume that just because I'm sitting here with a chair next to me means I want it to be filled by you.
Say you're scared of that I could stain your name. Well, me, I'm scared of what you can get away with. And I'm sick of it. If I don't say yes, I'm asking you to leave. And when
When we return, uncover more about Cumulus.
I never meant it to be like this.
You know, I don't actually think the word Wanderlust actually had anything to do with the song so much as I thought the word sounded really cool.
And I will watch you make the same mistakes that I did. I never meant it to be like this. I never meant it to be like this.
Wanderlust is from the last Cumulus record. It was a really fun song to learn. It's also kind of a vibey song in the way that Comfort World is.
At the time, I remember being really upset about something that continued as I got older. You know, falling for people that didn't know how to be alone. And I think I kind of wrote that song about, you know, just kind of getting into relationships where I didn't actually feel like I was being seen and I was just kind of like a body next to a person. I think at the time it was just me processing the end of a relationship and being kind of bitter about it probably, or I don't even remember what relationship it was. You know, I don't actually think the word Wanderlust actually had anything to do with the song so much as I thought the word sounded really cool.
If you don't believe me, you can see it for yourself. There's always room for more on the heart collector shelf. They will take you away. They will take you away. They will take you. They will take you.
I really like Alex's songwriting because there are no frills about it. Like, she's very, and I don't mean this as an insult, she's like a 3-chord, 4-chord songwriter, but can write beautiful melodies. I really love her ability to kind of make something out of nothing or very little. It speaks to how great of a songwriter she is.
So when you feel that cold and you see the fog, you'll know that you are still breathing. Your heart, it keeps on beating. It's just your eyes to see in the dark.
I think there's a lot of really good music coming out of Seattle right now. To be honest with you, I just feel stoked that I get to like hang out with these cool people making cool music and go like do stuff like record at the Hall of Justice and play a band in Seattle and be a part of it in any small way.
We are alone, together. Oh, it's not forever.
What Cumulus can do is very significant because there's a potential for a connection with the audience there. And I see it happen when we play shows, and it's one of the main reasons that I want to play music is to be part of something that connects with people in that way. A lot of things that I've wanted to do for a long time. In the future, I just hope that it becomes extremely popular and successful.
We all sing this to belong. We all want this to be our song. If you think the world is against you, you're fighting a losing fight.
I'm really excited for this record to come out and for Alex to get to share that, because it's been a while since the last record. A lot of time was spent on this record, which I think was a really good thing. But it's hard to work on something kind of so isolated from other people for so long. I'm excited for Alex to get like the recognition that I think she deserves.
We can talk about our loss of faith or the love we had that got away. Talk about the moments you feel small.
What I'd really like to do is to be able to see the world with music. I mean, to me, that's kind of like the most awesome thing that could happen with music, is that you get to travel and you get to meet people from places that you thought you'd never see, and build connections with people through music. I would like, you know, the majority of my time to be spent doing things that are fulfilling to me. Working with people and helping other people create and creating myself. Yeah, just kind of think that's what it is.
To uncover more of the music that moved you tonight, go to bandinseattle.com, where you can find out more about Cumulus and watch their full concert.